Guys, please refrain from attempting to kiss your stepsister, or for that matter, I don't discriminate if you are a lady or a gay dude, your stepbrother, because this is indeed not a dream. This is, in actual fact, the anabolic chicken with a brand spanking new video. And in this video, I just wanted to explain what my problems are with bodybuilding and why I haven't uploaded that much, or I guess at all, since January, which is quite a while. And I'll also go a bit into if I'm going to upload more in the future. But first of all, why do I have a picture of this dude right here, Cedric McMillan? Well, it is because, in my opinion, this was quite the wake up call when this dude died. Now, this guy is not the first big name bodybuilder that has died recently. You also have these two guys right here. May they also rest in peace. You have Sean Roden and George the Bull Peterson. And these two deaths were quite significant because both of these dudes were like the top three bodybuilders in their division. George Peterson, he probably could have been a Mr. Olympia in the 212 category. And Sean Roden was indeed the Mr. Olympia in the open class. But if we move on, they are not the only deaths that have happened in bodybuilding. Back in 2017, you had this dude right here, Dallas McCarver, also dying due to bodybuilding related issues. Or at least we can speculate, and I would say that we could speculate quite accurately because it does not seem like a coincidence that these dudes are dropping like flies. And I know a lot of people want to blame the, I guess you could say, the special flu shot. I don't think we can mention it on YouTube for some weird reason, but I've had it. A lot of people have also had it. Why aren't they dropping like flies? You guys take a guess. You can blame that all you want, but I do not think that that is the issue. I think that it's all the anabolic, I guess, hot sauces that these dudes are injecting into their buttocks. But if we move on, if we go to back in the day, what do you guys notice first? Let's pretend that these two guys are modern day bodybuilders. Everyone would say that they are really, really soft downstairs. And you know what? They might be. And this is also something I would like to discuss because if we move on to today's classic physique, a lot of people would say that this is basically the healthy division. I mean, these guys look so healthy, so fit, and stuff like that. But I would disagree, and I would strongly disagree. There is no way a guy with a butt like that, hamstrings like that, and a lower back like that can be considered healthy in any sort of way. Now, I'm not denying that classic physique is a lot, and I mean a lot healthier than open bodybuilding, but I don't think that this being an ideal is healthy for the competitors themselves. And also, I do not think that it is an ideal for this to be sort of what young men look up to. Because if we move on to these two gentlemen right here, even in the open class, you have guys who I guess some people would tend to call more athletic looking or more healthy. And guys, who knows, maybe Nick Walker, since he carries more muscle mass in, I guess, in comparison to his height. When you compare him to Regan Grimes, maybe you could say that Regan Grimes is somewhat healthier. Maybe he uses less stuff. But guys, to be honest, we do not know. I mean, both Sean Roden and Cedric McMillan were aesthetic looking. I mean, at least in the sense of bodybuilding, I do not think that any normal person would consider them aesthetic, nor would they consider Regan Grimes aesthetic. But the point is that pretty much all bodybuilders in some way or form are less healthy than just an average normal bloke. Because if we move on, I remember back in the day, Louis Marco uploaded a video where he sort of gave a lot of praise to Peter Molnar, and one video that he uploaded in those series of videos where he praised Peter Molnar was him posing beside an IFBB Pro. Now today, this dude is an IFBB Pro, but that was not so back in the day. This was even before the classic physique division was established. And guys, any normal person can look at the guy on the right, the IFBB Pro here, and see that he has a bubble trouble gut, as Louis Marco would say. But then again, does that mean that Peter Molnar is healthy? I mean, obviously Peter Molnar looks unnatural, and he also probably injected himself with a lot of weird substances, and he, just like all other bodybuilders, would get dehydrated and take all sorts of weird drugs and stuff like that to get absolutely sickly shredded when he competed. So I do not think that touting any sort of professional bodybuilders, whether they are smaller or bigger, as healthy is good in any sort of way, which is sort of why I'm against bodybuilding in general, because it sort of pushes this toxic mentality that I guess where juicers are like the ideal. Because if we move on, even the fitness models such as Simeon Panda, I mean, even they are obviously on some stuff. That is not the point. The point is that the stuff that they're on, that is not healthy. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that not only is it unhealthy that young men have these dudes as their like ideal physiques or what they should strive for when it comes to lifting, but also the fact that these guys are touted as healthy is, in my opinion, false, and I guess it just spreads misinformation, which is not a good thing about this stuff. Because if we move on, even this dude right here, I cannot remember his name, but he's like a personal trainer of some sort. And he himself said that when he was shredded like this, he did not feel good at all, which means that he was not healthy. He even struggled with his libido, with his energy, stuff like that. And this guy nowadays, he's still like a personal trainer, and obviously he's natural, by the way, which is why I wanted to include him as well. Because even if you're natural, being ripped to shreds is not an ideal, which is basically the whole point of this video, just trying to get people to understand that, at least if not other people are going to understand it, get them to understand my reasoning for not being such a huge fan of bodybuilding anymore. I just think that bodybuilding is in general an unhealthy activity, and it sort of pushes a weird standard for what fitness is and what lifting should lead to. Because again, even if you're natural, being shredded is not good. Because if we move on, when you Google an athletic body or an athletic male, something like that, I don't remember what I Googled, but something athletic, this is one of the first results that comes up. But this is totally unrealistic. This guy is probably not that healthy, and I wouldn't even be surprised if I had better cardio than him, because, or I guess cardio, is that how you say it? Better conditioning, something like that. I could run further than him, which is what I'm trying to say. Because if we move on, these are what actual athletes look like. And even guys like Greg Doucette, who are trying to push the fact that they are more, I guess, accepting, positive, stuff like that. Greg Doucette would call at least two of these four guys fat because their abs are not visible. And even the last two dudes, they have barely visible abs. So according to Greg Doucette, whose standard is if you don't have abs, you're fat. Jordan Clarkson and James Harden especially, they are borderline obese, and the two other guys are on the verge of being fat, which I do not think is a good thing. I think that basically bodybuilding has been pushing a toxic body image for young men, and these are still doing so. So that is basically it. And if we move on, who's more healthy here? I guess you could say that Chris Bumstead is more healthy than the dude on the right, and you would probably be right, which is what a lot of people are basically touting, that yeah, I mean, bodybuilding might not be the most healthy thing, but at least we're healthier than the fat guys, which I do not see any purpose in doing. Because if we move on, I honestly think that the dude on the right, which is like a average bloke who does not even lift, bruh, I do think that he is much more healthy than Chris Bumstead, or at least if they had basically the same genetics. I mean, Chris Bumstead does not have the best genetics for being healthy. I think he has some liver issues or something like that. But let's just say that they have the same genetic baseline. If they sort of live each other's lifestyles, I think that the guy on the right with his lifestyle would be much healthier, even though he does not exercise and lift weights. And that is basically my point, guys. I mean, what is the point of exercising, lifting weights, doing stuff like that, when again it does not lead to better health? Is it just sort of a weird visual thing? Because I do not think that most women even find Chris Bumstead that attractive when it comes to his physique. And either way, it should not matter, guys. What matters ultimately is your health. Health is wealth, stuff like that. So that is basically my explanation for why I haven't been that passionate about bodybuilding. But with that being said, I still have followed bodybuilding from here and there. For example, this dude right here who recently won the Vancouver Pro. I think that he is absolutely impressive. And I would still say that I have a passion for lifting at least. I don't know if I would say that I still have a passion for bodybuilding, but at least if I am going to cover anything bodybuilding related, I will choose the much lesser of two evils and just go with classic physique because, in my opinion, I do not have any interest in open bodybuilding. So unless something weird or really spectacular happens, I do not think that I will do anything when it comes to open bodybuilding because I just think that it is a toxic division. But then again, guys, this guy is amazing, and I also hope that he dethrones Urs Kalsinski because, in my opinion, he is more balanced. Even though he has bigger quads, he has much bigger lats, he has much bigger arms. You can see that there is a huge difference there, and the same can be said about his pecs. So this guy, even though I think that most classic physique dudes, including him, are lower body dominant, he is way more balanced than Urs Kaldinsky. But that is not really what this video was about. This video was just about me trying to sort of convey a message about bodybuilding and why I sort of lost my passion for it. I do not think that it is a healthy thing for young males, nor is it for young women, I would say. I feel like the fitness model types are getting more and more popular among young women, and that is not healthy as well. But then again, guys, when it comes to young men, at least, I know that it leads to body dysmorphia, bigorexia, stuff like that, and that is not good. And that goes for basically every bodybuilding type, whether that be those Instagram fitness model dudes, whether that be men's physique, classic physique, or open bodybuilding. I would just say that open bodybuilding is the worst, but the other types are not that much better either. But yeah, that is basically it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to cover something about the classic physique division. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to make more videos, but I just wanted to come up with this one to explain some stuff. And it was probably quite wonky and messy because I haven't made any videos in quite a while, and I do these bad boys in one take, and my game is a bit off. So yeah, give me a break, guys. Come on, give me a break. But anyway, that was it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will maybe see you guys later.